Hey guys, this is Miss Covington. I was going to help you and work through the Say It with DNA codon to amino acid worksheet so that once you finish your notebook test, then you can go ahead and pick this up and you know how to kind of work through it. The first thing you need to know is when you're reading a codon, it's going to be 3 sets of base pairs, the A, the T, the G, the C, and those are going to be what you will actually use in order to read this chart. The main thing to understand with this chart is that you start reading in the middle. So your first letter that you get on a base pair, it'll be either G, an A, a C, a U. And the U is because this is indeed RNA, actually an mRNA. So we don't have T's. So you'll remember from last week, your A will pair with your T in DNA, and your C will pair with G always. However, in RNA, that T becomes U, so your A is going to pair with your U, and your C will actually pair with your G. So these two will pair, and then these two will pair when you're dealing with RNA. So one of the main examples in here is just a list of everything that you find at the top. For example, if you end up with serine, you can go down and find that serine is S, and what we're doing is we're just decoding a little message from DNA. And here I've put a little reminder for you: DNA, A to T, C to G, A to U, and C to G. Because remember again that uracil and that thymine, because thymine is not made within RNA, it becomes a U. So in order to actually replicate your DNA, you'll actually be given, when you go to do this on your own, you'll be given this top sequence of DNA, and what you're going to do is you're going to replicate it. So if I go to replicate my G, I can drop down and I see over here that C goes with G. So I know that G becomes C. In this one, same thing, G becomes C, A becomes T, C becomes G, T pairs with A, C pairs with G, C with G, G with C, A with T. All I did was take what I have over here and make another sequence of nucleotides in order to give me something for my mRNA, which will take my DNA from the nucleus into the cytoplasm in order for it to eventually become an amino acid. So with that, I can look, and I'm going to take this highlighted sequence of DNA and translate it to my RNA. Okay, so again, all I have to do is go C to G, and then C to G again, and T will go with A, G to C, A to U, which if we were doing this, you'll see that A will go usually to T, but because this is mRNA, it's a U. G to C, G to C, C to G, T to A. Okay. Each of these three mRNAs will give you what's called a codon. So my first codon, reading it like we would read any sentence, is GGA. And I'm going to take this GGA and I'm going to come back up to my codon chart and go GGA. All I have to do is follow it. Here's my big G in the center, so that's G, then my second G, and then my A, and I get GLY, which is a G. I can bring that back down and GLY, which is a G. And that's what I'm looking for in each of these. So in my second codon, I have CUC. I'm going to come back up to my chart, and I'm going to go CUC, which is leucine and an L. So I can come back down, and I have an L, and there's an L. Again, my third codon is CGA. So I come by my C, then my G, then my A, and I get ARG or the R. Okay, and that will give me GLR, which actually says nothing at all. But that's an example of how to do it. I do want to get you started on this one. So on this one, on the very first one, if you're watching this video, what we need to do is actually replicate our DNA. So we know that T goes to A, our G will go to C, and then our C will go to G. Okay, so there's one set of my codon. That's one codon. But I can't stick with my DNA. I have to translate it on and move it on to mRNA to get it out of the nucleus. So I'm going to go A goes to T, except for with RNA, and it is RNA. So this will actually be U. C goes to G, B goes to C. So I'm going to take this first set of three, this codon, U, G, C, and I'm going to come up to my thing, and I'm going to go U, G, C, which is CYS, and it's a C. That CYS is actually going to be an amino acid, and it will it just codes for a certain thing. So there's a C. So that's what I'm looking for. And each of these kind of read the same. So you're going to have to go through, and then now on your own, you'll do AGA and TAT in order to find out what this particular one is trying to say. And then harder is to move down and to decode this entire sequence so that we can see what our special message is. And it actually ends up being a sentence that's about science, of course. And so you need to decode all of this together. All right, if you have any questions, come find me or Coach Taylor, and we'll be happy to help you.